I'd like to call to order the Hatfield Township Board of Commissioners Workshop Meeting for May 10, 2023. Roll call.
President Zipfel.
Here.
Vice President Rogers.
Here.
Commissioner Andrus.
Here.
Commissioner Lees. Commissioner Zimmerman.
Here.
Given our conversation just before we came on, I'd like John Iannozzi, our attorney, to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance this evening, please. John, thank you for doing that. Thank you for all the hard work for the township.
Raised by a Marine, you learn that before you can talk, you know.
That's true. That's true. All right, is there a motion for approval of tonight's agenda?
So moved.
Motion by Vice President Rogers.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Zimmerman. All in favor of moving forward with the agenda before you say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, that is approved, we can move forward. Citizens' comments. Are there any citizens' comments on agenda items? Okay, not seeing any, we're gonna move on to our consent items. Is there a motion to enter into the record the consent items listed in your agenda?
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Andrus.
Second.
Second by Vice President Rogers. Those include the police report for the month of April, the VMSC monthly report for the month of April, the Hatfield Fire Company 2023 first quarter report, and the Calmer Fire Company report for the month of April. With that, I'll call the question. All in favor of moving those into the record, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, that is approved. Okay, we have committee reports tonight. Going to jump right into them. Planning and Zoning Committee, Vice President Rogers.
Nothing tonight, thank you.
All right, moving quickly. Public Works Committee, Commissioner Lees. Aaron, do you have that one?
President, yes, I will take that one. Just a few items to update the board and the community on. We have two bids that are currently out and that we are accepting proposals for. One is a new salt shed roof at the Public Works Garage. Commissioner Andrus pointed out, rightfully so, that that is a shared facility with Hatfield Borough, so we are pursuing, and the borough has agreed to share in the cost of this upgrade. So we will see, as the bids come in, the borough uses roughly 10 to 15% of the shed, so the reimbursement will be in that rate. I have more information on that when the bids are due next week, and the board next meeting. We also have the Stewart Basin renovation bid that's currently out, which we've discussed that project at length. Commissioner Rogers has been involved in it for years, and we're finally at the point we're through the design and for the most part through the permitting. The bids are out next week. They'll be opened, and then they'll be in front of the board for an award at the regular meeting, and then the work will begin this summer on a retrofitting of a basin that we initially had naturalized many years ago, and now we're going to upgrade it to make sure it functions properly. So those two bids are out. One other update, public works wise, that I want to discuss in the community is that again, a budgeted expense by the commissioners, something we discussed in this room many times. The paving of the Fricks Trail, which began today, just to give everyone a sense of the scope of the project. The red portion, which is the entirety of the Fricks Trail, will be paved over the next week or so. They actually were moving pretty quickly today, so it could be even a week. Okay. A good improvement.
I like the post on Facebook, by the way.
Thank you.
So-and-so, we heard you.
Heard you.
We heard you.
We heard from a lot of people. We also, in the comment section, you'll see from some of the people that were not as excited about the project. It's been an interesting discussion over the years about whether or not to pave that trail. By far, the majority of people want it.
Right.
But there are others that liked it in its natural state, and they aren't wrong, but in the end, it was just overwhelming. And we made it more accessible, less maintenance. It was a big upgrade to many. So we definitely got a lot of feedback today and a lot of interaction from that post for sure. Here's just a quick overview of our trail network that we've been working on now. Thanks to the commissioners, a lot of this is new. So this is what's being paved this week. right? This portion of Frick's Trail, this is the Chestnut Street Trail that the commissioners installed several years ago. Blue portion of the Liberty Bell Trail, we have funding from the federal government for $1 million to put that in 2024. We have a $100,000 grant for this portion of a planned study of the Liberty Bell Trail, so we'll be doing that over the next year to just go into more of a design phase, which will connect into Lansdale Borough. This is the portion of Liberty Bell Trail that our feasibility plan showed to connect into Souderton and Franconia. So we're working on that. This entire section along the connector road will be built probably and completed next year, we would think. Commissioner Zimmerman and I were on a call today with Representative Malagari to give an update on the connector road project, and we're going to talk more about that next month once we have some more information that we're allowed to share publicly. But this portion itself is under construction, and there'll be a nice 10 to 12 foot wide trail thanks to the commissioners along that entire path. So commissioners have done a great job of building out this network. None of this was here a decade ago. So all new improvements to the community, and the goal was connect Hatfield to Lansdale and to our other neighboring communities in the north, and you have a real walkable network that we created out of nothing. So I think everyone here is pretty proud of that, and hopefully you'll enjoy and see those improvements at Frick's Trail in the next few weeks.
And let me correct one thing you said. You readily thanked the commissioners, which, yeah, we approved the budget associated with, but really the thank you is to you and the staff, because that's who is doing all the heavy lifting, and that's who's doing the day-to-day operational work that gets all of this done, so thank you for doing that.
Our honor, and truthfully, it takes a village to do these kind of projects, a lot of coordination with the neighbors, a lot of, and really, without funding, we couldn't do any of it. It is important to note that all of these improvements have gone in, most part, without using any tax dollar money, local tax dollar money. Grants, contributions from some land developments, other opportunities. So we've really leveraged those relationships to get. Thank you.
Right, that's good news. Okay, we're going to move to Parks and Recreation Committee. Commissioner Zimmerman.
For under programs, we're going to have an International Day of Yoga. It's going to be Wednesday, June 21st at the Arboretum on Princeton Place at 7 p.m. It's a free event, but bring a non-perishable food item for a donation. And you can register at hatfieldrec.com, and registration is already opened. So join us for our annual celebration of International Day of Yoga. Bring a mat, a water bottle, and participate in our community-wide outdoor celebration. Pickleball will pick up in June 5th to September 22nd, Mondays through Friday, 8 a.m. to 12 noon at the community park. Registration fee, $35 residents, $50 non-residents, and registration is also now opened at that same site, hatfieldrec.com. There's an event this Friday at School Road Park. It's a pop-up, one of our smaller pop-up events. It's for Mother's Day and a plant exchange. So again, it's Friday at the park from 4:30 to 6. Families are invited to join us to celebrate Mother's Day, and there'll be crafts and snacks and pizza and the playground. You can take advantage of the playground, the music, a photo station, and then there'll be plants to exchange. So if you want to bring your plants that you dug up and don't want anymore, bring them out that day. June, there'll be more information on the website. I believe it's already on the website about this pop-up event, so just check the Facebook page or the Township website for more information. Oh, the June one is on June 16th. I'm sorry, I forgot what month it was. Okay. So one on this Friday, not to confuse anybody, and then one will be coming in June on June 16th, so just keep an eye out for that one. Our Music Feast concert series is going to be starting the end of next month. June 26th is the first concert. The featured band will be Night Flight, 6 to 8 p.m. in School Road Park. And we'll be partnering with the Boy Scouts, Troop 229, Boys and Girls to Serve Food, and a variety of food will be available for cash purchase. And then the movies will also start next month at the end of June. We'll see Shrek on Friday, June 30th, and the movie will start approximately 8 p.m. at School Road Park. Again, bring your family, your friends, your lawn chair, some snacks, and there will be some concession items for sale like hot dogs and snacks and beverages. So a lot of events coming on. Summer's coming, and lots of things to do. The pool will be opening, and take advantage of all these fun things. Okay, thank you.
Great, thank you. Shrek, it's going to be a very popular one, I think, this year. That is a good one. Okay, so we're going to move on to Public Safety Committee. A couple of announcements. First is those who reviewed the invoices or in tonight's packet, there are some invoices for Calmer Fire Company in tonight's packet, and those will be on the agenda again in the regular meeting for consideration. The items include deposit for a generator so that the building can operate 24/7, which is obviously necessary. Upgrades to the plumbing in the bathrooms, replacement of the roof and siding, and upgrades to draining in the engine bays. These are needed repairs to make the current station safe and continue to be functional. A couple other announcements. Over the past month, the Hatfield Police Department has been handing out steering wheel locks for our residents who drive Kias. The manufacturer provided us with locks at our request due to the high rate of Kia thefts. So we still have a few locks left. So if you are the owner and driver of a Kia, just stop by the lobby at the police department with your identification, and you can get a wheel lock that'll make your vehicle a little bit safer. On April 15th, our officers took part in the Police Athletic League International Spring Festival. The area officers came together to interact with attendees who came to the festival, and a number of different stories were shared, and I got good reports that it was enjoyed by all. So, and the last announcement is a few weeks ago was our drug take-back day in Montgomery County. We collected unwanted and expired prescription drugs, and our detectives collected 31 pounds of drugs on Saturday alone. And when we add that to the 137 pounds of drugs from our regular collection boxes, that totals 168 pounds of drugs that will be properly disposed of. Thank you to the police officers who did that, for the entire staff, and thank you for taking part in that day. It's each year, it's always good to report that, because if that gets into the wrong hands, obviously there could be real detrimental concerns and ramifications. So thank you to the entire police department for doing that. All right, we're going to move on to our Finance Committee. Commissioner Andrus.
Thank you. It's pretty riveting, so hold on to your seat. Believe it or not, we are 2 months, or going to our second month for the second quarter of the year, which is years flying by. The Finance Department has been busy wrapping up the Township's annual audit for 2022, working with the Auditor's General Office, who is here for at least a month on a daily basis, auditing the pension accounts and also another audit for the State Unemployment Insurance Fund. All township funds get audited every year, and any funds that come from the state get audited separately to ensure they are being spent appropriately, properly. The annual audits get posted to the website every year in its entirety. Zimmer mentioned the pool is opening soon, and the good news is that Hatfield membership, we're at $143,000 membership this year compared to $122,000 last year. That's great news. Please take the time to go to hatfield.org to sign up. Special thanks to the pool board and pool staff for all the work that goes into getting the facility ready for a busy season. I'm really excited about no COVID restrictions, come back to normal, so looking to good.
All right, good report. Okay, we have one action item tonight, and it's related to the stop sign at Norman and Rebecca, and Norman, Roosevelt, and Rebecca, or stop signs, I should say. And I know we discussed this at our last meeting, and tonight is the approval of an ordinance for that. So why don't we I'll take the motion, and then we'll talk about it a little bit. Is there a motion for approval of ordinance number 701 with regard to the installation of stop signs at Norman and Rebecca and Norman, Roosevelt, and Rebecca? Motion by Commissioner Andrus. Second by Vice President Rogers. Aaron, I'm not sure how much we need to discuss further. I mean, we for those of you who were not at the last meeting, we had a number of residents who raised concerns, and it had been anticipated before that meeting that given the nature and safety issues that existed there, that it made sense to install 2 different stop signs at those locations. This ordinance obviously effectuates that. So much more to say than beyond that.
The only thing I would add is thanks to Sergeant Boyd and his team for being out there often since the previous meeting, and meeting a lot of our residents and neighbors, and making sure that that's been a safe corridor since the meeting.
Great, thank you. Okay, with that, I'll call the question. All in favor of ordinance number 701, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Hearing none, that is approved. Just out of curiosity, we can get those up pretty quickly now, right?
They're up. They're ready to go.
Ah, that's
We are
right. That's
efficient.
right. We talked about
We are
that.
efficient.
We were ready to go.
Great
That's right.
public works
We were
team.
very efficient. That's right. That's right. Thank you for reminding me that.
Reflectors and some flashers as well, I believe.
Okay, our township manager's report is next.
President, you mentioned Shrek. My 7-year-old thinks I look like Shrek, so things aren't.
As long as he
going well
doesn't
for
say
me.
donkey,
I didn't want
you're
to jump in
fine.
on that bus.
You see the resemblance there?
Agreed.
Grinch, Shrek,
I'll take whatever at this point. That's fine. I'm fine with
multiple
that.
You
personalities.
hear what I said, though? As long as he doesn't call you donkey, you're fine.
Well, that's probably coming my way soon.
That's when he's a teenager.
Yeah.
trust me.
Just a few items to update the board and the community on. We'll talk more about them at the next meeting. One is just a heads up that our ambulance company, VMSC, will be here at the regular meeting in 2 weeks from tonight. I believe they'll be bringing an ambulance as well as some other pieces of equipment. It's an important presentation. It is EMS week, and they have a lot they want to talk to the commissioners about and the community about, and talk about what they're up to, and see if there's any ways we can possibly help them moving forward. So we'll see representatives from VMSC here on May 24th. In addition, May is Military Appreciation Month, and one of the things the commissioners are doing as a token of appreciation, and this came up by Commissioner Rogers a few years ago, as well as Commissioner Lee's more recently. We're going to be moving forward with an installation of a Veterans Memorial in School Road Park. We'll have the illustration of that at our next meeting to celebrate the Appreciation Month for the military, and we can talk about it further. We anticipate an install in the fall, hopefully before Veterans Day is the goal. Great way for the commissioners to give thanks to all of the veterans within the Hatfield community. So talk more about both of those items at the regular meeting in 2 weeks.
Anything else?
That's all I have.
All right, Mr. Solicitor, anything to report? All right, that's always good to hear the solicitor say nothing to report. Any citizens' comments? Citizens' comments on agenda items or otherwise? All right, if not, then we have a shorter meeting this evening. I will entertain a motion to adjourn. By Commissioner Zimmerman.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Andrus. All in favor of adjournment, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, we're adjourned. Thanks for coming out, folks.